the rank function, the COUNTIF function. We're going to combine those two. We're going to rank employees by salary, but that's just a title. I'm going to introduce you to the rank function, probably something you're not familiar with. Brad Williams, Excel Prime. We're going to use the rank function to rank salaries, but we're also going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to settle that tie situation. I've been talking about it repeatedly. What do we do about ties? In other words, let's say the salary is the same. What do we do about it? We're going to use the COUNTIF function to remove ties. Let's do a little reading here. Rank can be assigned without ties using a formula comprised of the rank and COUNTIF functions. That would be right here, this rank. And all we're going to do is rank high to low if we want to put them in order. But here, we're just looking at rank over this entire list. This formula uses a straightforward approach to break ties. The first tied item in a list wins. Remember that, first tie wins. And the COUNTIF will change that within the rank. The first tied item in a list wins and is assigned a higher rank. First portion of the formula uses the rank normally. Rank D salary 902. If the values being ranked contain duplicates, in other words, a tie, rank will return a computed rank that includes ties. The rank function alone will assign duplicate values the same rank and skip the next ranked value. We don't want that. This can be seen in the worksheet over here on our left. The second component of the formula, COUNTIF, breaks ties. COUNTIF D5, D5 minus 1. Wow, that seems like the running total that we used earlier. We're using a running total and we're subtracting 1. Notice the list we provide, COUNTIF, is an expanding reference. Wow, that's the same language we've used. With the first reference being absolute and the second reference being relative, as long as a value only appears once, this expression cancels itself out. COUNTIF returns 1, which is then subtracted by 1. COUNTIF produces 2, the expression produces 1, and the rank value is incremented by 1. Essentially, this substitutes the rank value that was omitted originally. The identical procedure is repeated as the formula is copied down. If a second duplicate is found, the rank value is increased by 2 and so on. Pretty nifty. So here we go. COUNTIF, this is just the COUNTIF. Remember, we've done this in the past. What it's looking for is a duplicate and 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. There it goes. It changes it to 1. How it shows up here, well, here's a duplicate. If we use rank, you can see it's just going to rank them both as 3. But over here, if we include the tiebreaker, that's split up, and it smartly breaks this up, ranks the second as number 4, goes on and does its thing. Because we have duplicate 3s, there's no interference with any other ranks. We're looking at rank here, which is normal. Let's look at rank. Rank of a number within a series. How does it work? It's going to look at D5. Well, here it's going to be D5. It's going to look at this entire list. And it's just going to give a rank. And we just copy this down. That's the rank. We're going to do the exact same thing over here. We're going to use name ranges. We have D5 salary 902. That's just the same old, same old. That's just a copy of this with name range. And we're going to use this COUNTIF. We're going to produce this outcome. COUNTIF is just looking for duplicates. Why don't we just do this? Let's go equals 5823 equals here. Looking over here, if we look at this criteria, we have COUNTIF D5, D5. COUNTIF, what does COUNTIF do? That's the range. What's the criteria? D6. COUNTIF D5, D6, going D5, D5, D6, range, F9, 118, 10846. The criteria, F9, 108456. Let's evaluate this thing. Here we have D5, D5. We have the range, F9. F9. What do we have here? Count if 118 is 118. So count if is going to give us a 1. Why? Because 1, these two match. So 1 minus 1 is 0. There is no change there. That's why we have a 0 here. We go down again. We're going to see D5, D6. Range, F9. And here we have 118,884 and 104,874. Count if, and it says D6. And D6 is what? The criteria, F9. And it says, count if the range of cells to count and the criteria. If 108,874 part of the criteria, then it's going to count. So we're going to get a 1 here. And again, 1 minus 1 is 0. Well, let's go down. We have matches. We have a 1 here and a 2 here. Let's see what's going on here. So now we hit range, F9. Here we have 118,848, 108,74. Then we have we have 2 matches. Count if says, count if, what's the criteria? If D8 is going to be what? Criteria, F9, is a match. So we have 2. So we're going to count if criteria is met, if it's true. This is going to be 2 minus 1 equals 1. Be sure to check out our extensive courses, which include Excel data and text manipulation for advanced users, beginners, intermediate. We also have this great essentials, the A to Z for advanced users, the comprehensive beginner level 1 and 2. Then we have our advanced formulas, strictly formulas, great set of courses, which we have a beginner level 1 and beginner level 2, this intermediate level, and we have this advanced level. Click on any of the links. There's a short video that explains everything about the course. Check it out. We're going to go down again, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Range, F9, and criteria, F9. And look what we have. We have 1, 2, 3. Wow, pretty nifty, huh? 3 minus 1 is what? 2. That's how we break the tie. Rank will read this, rank salary, but it's going to read this particular number. If it sees this 2, it's going to add 2. If it sees 1, remember, we had this tie before, so it's going to see this first. It's going to see 0, and it's not going to do anything, but then it's going to add 1, and it breaks the tie. Why? Because we have an 8-8 under the normal rank. We're going to see this a lot. And if you don't understand how this works, you're just going to do the mechanic. You're going to copy this formula, and if you run into the problem down the road, you're just going to put it in there and hope nobody ever asks. You don't want to do that. You want to at least be a soundboard. If anyone asks, you're going to go, well, we're going to use a tiebreaker. Well, what's a tiebreaker? We just use the count if, and you just explain what I just did. That's a wrap. Brad Williams, Excel Prime.